Now, in this video, we will talk about what's authentication and GWT in the backend. After we finished our relations between Mongoose one-to-one and one-to-many in the previous video, now we are going to check what's authentication mean and what is GWT, which is JSON Web Token. But before we move to authentication and GWT, we need to explain and understand how we do sign up and then how we do login. And after login, we will go back to authentication and GWT. So in this video, we will focus on sign up, and then in the upcoming videos, we will talk about login and GWT. So to do that, the first thing I did, I created a user controller file. Inside our controller, we had post controller, which is the file that we had our previous video about comments and post, and now we have user controller. User controller, it will have these functions: sign up user and login user, maybe delete user for admin, or for example, update user information. We will not go through delete user and update user information because it's very, very similar to delete post and edit post. But we're gonna focus on sign up and login, and then how we can do the authentication there. So starting with the sign up, this is the controller where we're gonna have the sign up function, which is always request response. And then here we have our module.exports, and I will export the sign up function. But we need also to create our user model. So inside the model, we need to have our user model.js. I will copy the post model, and then we just change, instead of post schema, we do user schema. Instead of the body, we have email. The email of the user is always required. We cannot assign a user without email. And here, instead of comments, we're gonna have something called password. And now the type of the password is the same type of the user, which is a string and require true. Of course, you can add more information if you want, but for now, we're just gonna make it simple. And we have just email and password to be able to assign a new user or to be able to log in your profile. So the user model is finished. User controller is ready to be used. And now the only thing I need to do, I need to require our model. So const user model is equal to require from our models folder, we have the file called user model. So this is the user model. Here we have the sign up form. First of all, I will console log what is request.body because I wanted to be sure I'm receiving the data correctly from the front end before I move on with registering users. Talking about front end, we need to create the front end page, which is sign up form, and then we need to have the sign up action. So we go to the route. Here, after the comments route, we're gonna add users route or user routes. We start with rendering the page of sign up. So we go with route.get. Now, when I get the route like user and then sign up dash login. So this is the page where we're gonna render both forms, the sign up forms and the login forms. They will both be there. And then the function that we will render here, let's create it to render that page. I will call it like const render sign up page, something like this, equal to request response. And here we need to render sign up page, and we go with response.render, and now we write the file name exactly as we did, guys, with the post controller. When we render home page, you can see response.render, and we write the home page here. Here we need to create another file. We're gonna call it sign up login.ajs, something like this. And this is the name of the file. Let me copy the file name, and we go here, we paste it here. Now we have the function ready to render the sign up login page. And in the route, we say, okay, first of all, let me require the user controller equal to require. Now let's see inside our controller, we should have a file called user controller, I believe, and here is. Now let's save, and here inside the user controller, if we found it, controller, we should have, yes, we should find a file or a function, sorry, called render sign up page. Now, if we run our project and if we go to this route, we should see this page, which is still totally empty. We can create a simple sign up and login form from now without any styling, by the way. Similar to home page here. Let me copy this. And now we're gonna also create our body, and at the end, we're gonna close the HTML. Now inside the body, I will have a div. Let me also copy it from here because I believe it's the same one, which is called container. Yes, I will have the container div, and inside the container, I will have two divs. The first, or let's have one div, and we have a class. We call this class as a sign up dash login dash container that holds the sign up and the login. Now I will have the first div with the class sign up, and then I will create another div, but I will keep it empty for now for the class login. Now for the sign up, we're gonna create a form. The form, first of all, has a method of post because we're gonna post information to the backend, and the action we didn't have it yet, so we'll have it later. And we have input type text. The name of the input is email. ID, it's not important. We can replace it with a placeholder for now, and we write email. We can make the text as email if you want. And we have another input type password. The name is also password, and we write here a placeholder, which is password. And then we have a beautiful button. This button, we call it sign up. So let's render the page. We see what we have, but what we expect to see, guys, is we render the page. We should see the home page for sure. And then we need to go to this route, user sign up login, which should render this function. And this function is basically rendering this file and this file. It should give us this. Now, if we go with npm run dev 9100 localhost 9100. This is our beautiful home page. And then we go to slash user dash sign up login. And now you see, this is our beautiful form. And let me have a quick, like an H1 here, and we write here sign up. So you can see this is the sign up form. Later, we're gonna have another H1 for login, and it will be like this. We can start it a little bit for now, I believe. Let me check quickly our style.css to see how far we can go with the styling. Here we have, guys, the sign up login form, sign up login container. I hope it will work. If I made something like display flex direction column, and a gap like 30 of maybe either 50 pixels. So we're gonna have a space between them. We can also say this one has an H1 and the H1 needs some margin bottom, like 10 pixels. So we can have like 10 pixels between each form. You can also give it like a different background color, blah, 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 padding, etc. This is up to you how you wanna style it. With padding 30 pixel, for example. So this is our sign up form. Let me try to add our beautiful box shadow here. See how it kind of looks. Okay, it's not bad. And we can do the same also for login. So here I will make user form, and user form, it will be a shared class between both of them. So this one has a class sign up and a user form, and this one login and a user form as well. So both of them will look like that. So far, this is our beautiful uh, sign up and login. As I mentioned, login, we're gonna keep it for later, but also if you want, just leave it like this for now. All right, since we're sure, when we go to this route, we can see our uh, button for sign up, our form, sorry. Now we need to move to user route and creating the controller or the route for the user controller, because you see here in the user controller, we have the sign up function. Sign up has just console log, so we need to link this one as well. So we go with route dot post because it's gonna be a post request, and the route will be like /user /sign up /action. So we're gonna like send a sign up action from user controller. We should have a function called here, if I'm not mistaken, sign up correctly. Now we take this action /user /sign up /action and we add it inside the form of sign up, and now it should be fine. When we write here email and password, we click that button, it should go to this route. This route should render the sign up function, and the sign up function should console log requested body. So at the end, I'm supposed to see in my terminal the request, the body request that I'm receiving from my page. So if we go back here, refresh, and let's add like sam@gmail.com. Password is sam1233. Sign up, never. Go back here, you can see email and password. So I'm receiving the body request correctly. The body request has email and password, which is exactly as the model, email and password. The only thing I need to do is start creating our new copy of the model. So we do like we're gonna register a new user, and this new user will be new user model, and we're gonna send the request.body. And here, if we have a new user, maybe for some reason you don't know it didn't create it or not. If we have a new user, so just please console.log the new user. Now, what I'm expecting here to see is the user will be created, or the model of the user will be created, and I'm gonna see the ID of the user with the created ad and all this functionality there. So if we go back to user /sign up login, and we go back to sam@gmail.com with sam1233. Now you should see we have email and password correctly created. Ad has been created, and the ID of the user has been created. Normally, guys, what we do like a new user dot save blah blah blah. But before we save, we need to do something very, very important. The password of the user should never ever be readable like this. It should always be decrypted for security reasons. And to do that, you need to Google like npm and then bcrypt to install the bcrypt package that you're gonna use. So I will copy this line, stop my server, paste it here, press enter. It will start install the package. It didn't take that long. Go to the package.json. You should see the bcrypt package has been correctly installed. So to do that, you need to require it first to be able to use it. So we go with const bcrypt equal to require what bcrypt. That easy. So we install the package and we require it, and now we should be able to use it. How we use bcrypt. So when we created a new user with requested body, no, before that, check. Here we need to bcrypt the password, or we can say bcrypt or hash the password. If request dot body dot password was not empty, so that means we already have data, so now we can bcrypt this data. But if it was empty, so it's not logic or it's not correct to have. You need also to check here first. I will not write the code, but I will make it like a homework for you. Homework to do check if request dot body dot email is empty or not. Because if the email is empty, then you should see an error. But if the email is not empty, you are allowed to continue. Now we check here if the password is empty or not. If the password is not empty, so now we're gonna hash or decrypt our password. How we do that? We say like let hashed password cont2 equal to now I think we can use from decrypt package. Let's try together. From decrypt package, we have a function called hash sync, I believe. Hash or hash sync. And here we say, what is the password that you need to hash? I will say the password in my body, requested body password. And what is the frequency of the hashing password? I will write 10. And then if this is correct, I will do like, let's make this one as a sync first. So here we can await, which I think is not really important because hash sync is already a sequence function, but we can try. Now I need to console log, what is the hashed password? If all correct here, if all went well, not install. What I'm expecting to see, guys, is after I click the sign up button, I should see in my console here the new password that already been hashed, and this one is not correct here. And that's it. You know what? I'm gonna also print what is request.body just to be able to compare. So here we also have console.log request.body. Now let's try again. Go back here, refresh the page, send the same request. And now you can see this is the hashed password and this is the real password. So for security reason, it's not a good idea to save the password as it is, but we need to save the hashed password in the database instead. Email is fine, any other data is fine, but the password should always be encrypted. So in this case, that would be easy to do. What I will do is like let user data to save. It will be everything in my request dot body, but I will change the password to become the hashed password. So instead we had the email and the password. Normally we're gonna have the email, but the hashed password. In this case, if I console.log user data, that's what I'm expecting to see. So let me resend the same request. And you guys, what you should see here, and we're gonna compare between them. Email, it's still the same email. Password was the real password, but now you can see what is the password. So now this is the real data that we need to save it in the database. And you already know how to save that in the database. So what we say let a new user, but instead of sending request.body to the model, we're gonna send the user data to the model. Now, just to show you, console.log new user, and you will see what is the new user. Resend the same request. Yes. Email, user email, password is the encrypted password created at user ID. So that's all good. I can just quickly do new user dot save dot then here we have result, and then we do should I stay in the same page as registering? I think I need to send like a message like user has been registered. You can say login now or something like that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do like response dot render the same file, which is sign up login file, but we need to send few data. Don't forget this data. Let's make it like result, and this data should also be rendered here as well. And now we can call this data. If all good, I would like uh, let's make this one as a data so we don't have the same name. So result here, it will be like user is signed up. You can log in, something like that. But if it catched an error, we can just console.log error. For now, normally we do like through error, print the error message, blah, blah, blah. But for now, we're just gonna do console log error. We have result, so we need to think about where and how to print the result. We do like after the form, we're gonna have like an h h5, and this h5 will have a class, and this class will be form result, and here we have result, which is this one. So save, refresh, send the same request, and you can see user is signed up. You can log in now. User login. If we try another email, let's say test2 test@gmail.com, test1233. You can see user is signed up. You can log in now. Now, why we lose our styling? Because now this is a different page, and this page has no required to our form, basically. So, no, sorry, I said form, my bad. I mean to our head file. So here you can see this file has required to the head, but here, for some reason, we are missing our styling because I believe this is a different link. So maybe what we need to do, we need like to do some require redirect or so. Redirect. Slash user slash sign up login. We should stay slash user slash sign up login. We can do redirect here, but we need also to send an error message. That's easy to do, but I think it's out of the scope for this video for now. So let me see. Now, after some debugging, we found out that the problem was in the link. So what I'm gonna do here, guys, I want to change the URL or the action link that I used in my code. Now, here we had user.signup.action. I will leave it the same link as this one, user sign up login, user sign up login. And when we go to sign up form, here I use user sign up login form. And now you should see, if we refresh, we still have the same link, but the difference is inside the route. This is a GET request, this is a POST request, so easy to know the difference between them. Let's try to add another user, like tom@gmail.com. Tom. Now you see, user is signed up. You can log in now. Let me quickly do some styling here for the H5. We have here, okay, so we go like margin top, 10 pixels, 15 pixels, and so yeah, like that is enough for now. So we got our CSS and we say here user result has just a margin top like 15 pixels. Later we're gonna change the styling, no problem, if needed. Now here we registered all these users. If we go back to our database and we refresh our database, we should see we have list of users that has been registered, and we don't know exactly what's the correct password because all the password is already decrypted or hashed. So guys, this was our video. We created a new page to handle the sign up and the login. You write email and password, and then after email and password, you go to the route and you check first of all if the email is empty or not. And then you check the password, you hash the password to create the user data, save the user, and render the save message. Sign up form is finished. Now, in the next video, we will talk about how to log in and then what is authentication and what is GWT. See you in the next video, guys.